Welcome to Root Talk with Lillian M. Root Talk with Lillian M is all about root talk. So today I'm going to talk about fasting. How fasting cured me. Well, for a very long time, I've been having serious abdominal problem that just couldn't go away. Like I suffered. I think from 2019 up until 2025, like 5 years now, of endless abdominal problem. And I went to the doctor. The doctor was like, I have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. The doctor said I had irritable bowel syndrome, so he gave me a prescription and some medicine that I should drink. The medicine really helped manage the symptoms, but the problem really didn't go away. So today I'm going to talk to you about how I fasted for almost 3 days with no single food in my mouth. And that cured my body. Here's the backstory. For almost 5 years now, I've been suffering with abdominal problem. My abdominal problem hurts the most. Like, especially on my lower right abdomen. Hurting, serious stomach problems, food intolerance, all those things, you can name them. My stomach, it was problem. It was problem after problem with my stomach. And then I went to the doctor. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then I went to the doctor. The doctor said he did what he did, and he said I have IBS. And he gave me medicine. And when he gave me the medicine, it really worked, but they only worked like to manage the symptoms. The symptoms were coming and going. He told me that the IBS cannot be cured, but it can only be managed. There's no cure for IBS, like irritable bowel syndrome. Well, I don't know if he was telling the truth. I don't know, but he said it can be managed. What he told me is that I should not be eating certain food. I should not be doing this. I should not be doing that. That my life has been having problem with my stomach, and I was drinking medicine. I don't know how much medicine I bought, and it has been a problem for the past 5 years, until I came across a video on Instagram, somebody talking about fasting and fasting can actually heal people. That's when I was like, wait a minute. And I came across those videos saying that fasting heals. And I'm like, what, is this even real? I was tired of buying medicine. Like, this is the type of medicine that I was drinking. Very expensive, unnecessarily expensive. It's actually a little bottle, but it's just worth too much. So this is the medicine that I've been drinking. It's for IBS. That's why it's called Iberogast. Wow, it helps manage the problem, but it doesn't really help. And I was like, I'm spending a lot of money on these medicines. Like, I was tired. This I never threw away the boxes somehow, because I wanted to talk about this in the future. I have a lot of them there. Like, I don't know how many of this I drank. I just don't know. A lot for me to survive in peace. And I was like, what, I'm tired of this. I was like, I'm tired of these medicines. When I saw this video, a lot of people talking about fasting, I was like, what, I'm just gonna give it a try. And I went on a fasting journey. That was 2 months ago. Yeah, almost 2 months ago, I think so.
For you to heal from sicknesses, your body needs to be empty. For you to heal from that high blood pressure, high cholesterol, ulcer, cancer, gastritis, numbness, name it, your body needs to be empty. When your body is empty, when your body is on ketosis or autophagy, your body will start fixing itself. So for you to be healed from that sicknesses you are passing through, you must give the body some space. You must go on the fasting.
They told you that fasting is starvation. They told you that it's dangerous. They told you that it's some new thing. But what if I told you that fasting is one of the oldest healing tools on earth? They mocked it. They replaced it with pills.
I went on a fasting journey, and I fasted for 65 hours with nothing in my mouth. Completely. 65 hours. I was left with almost 7 hours to reach 3 days. So I went on fasting like 2 days, 17 hours. I said 2 days, 17 hours with nothing to eat. But for me, I have a dehydration problem. So I was drinking purified water. Yes, I needed to stay hydrated. I was scared of dehydration. So plus it was my first time fasting like that. But the pain that I was feeling in my abdomen was pushed in my stomach. It was, I was like, I'm fasting. Because this chronic pain in my stomach was actually it was actually making me to feel weak even at work. I was feeling weak. I was feeling fatigue, feeling like I want to sleep all the time, feeling tired, feeling exhausted. I was tired of any of that. I was like, I'm fasting. So I wanted to put this fasting to test to see if it really works. So I started fasting. Well, it's not easy. It's not easy. Really, for me, it was my first time. I'm not gonna tell you here that it's easy. It's not, because your body will start craving food. You start losing energy and all that. I think it's a story for another day, but I just want to tell you how it went. Like, I fasted for 65 hours. That's 2 days, 17 hours. Non-stop. And guess what? After I fasted for 65 hours, almost 3 days, my pain disappeared. I kid you not. My stomach was free. I never experienced pain again. I was surviving on this medicine. I was surviving. I kid you not. This was my life. So this is what the doctor said I must take. This is what the pharmacist gave me. So this has been my life. All of them, they help. All of them, they help with abdominal cramps, pain, feeling full, bloating, nausea, whatever it is. Yeah, it helps with those things. The doctor said I have acid reflux. He said I have IBS, I have that. But after I fasted, I realized that I did not have what the doctor said I had. So which means I was actually probably taking it does work as well, but I was actually taking the wrong medicine for what was happening in my stomach. How do I know? I discovered that I did not have IBS, as the doctor said. After I fasted, I actually had trapped gas for 5 years. Yes, all these years I had trapped gas. So as I was doing my research, I discovered that IBS and trapped gas, they share the same symptoms. Like you have like pain, you have like it's just crazy out here. So my trapped gas was mimicking IBS. That's why the doctor said I had IBS, because when I explained to him how I was feeling, he concluded immediately that it was IBS. But in reality, it was trapped gas. Because why I want to tell you it was trapped gas? Because as I was fasting, day 1, 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, I discovered that along the way, I was releasing gas like nobody else. It was like bombs everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. It was bombs of gas. Like farting, you might say. I'm telling you the truth. I was releasing gas like nobody else. I was not eating anything. My stomach was completely empty. Yet my body was releasing gas like nobody else. Because the gas is manufactured more when you eat. The more you eat, the more gas is going to be produced. But I was not eating. My stomach was completely empty for almost 3 days. But the gas was still coming out. Like bombs, like boom, boom, boom. Thank God I was off from work. I was home. Otherwise, people would have been like, what the heck? Even though I was not eating, my stomach was completely empty and I was losing energy, by the way. Remember, I was not eating. It was my first time fasting that long. I sacrificed fasting like that because I was tired of this chronic abdominal problem pain that was not going away. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fast. If fasting heals, I'm going to put it to test. I want to try it myself. And I did. Then on this, around 60 hours, that was after 2 days. I'd already passed 2 days. No eating, I kid you not. I remember in the morning, I was sleeping, and then I heard boom, boom. I don't know where the gas was coming from. But it was, without eating, the gas was just coming out. I don't know where the gas was coming from, but I had gas. Then around 7, as I told you, I was on off from work, so there was no need for me to wake up early. I was sleeping around 7 a.m., and then I heard boom, boom, boom. I'm used to it. I was already used to it because for the past days, it was just gas farting coming out. Farting after farting, gas coming out, gas after gas coming out from my abdomen and from my stomach. So I was used to it. But I want you to know this. As I was fasting all these days, 24 hours, 30 hours, as the gas was coming out, whatever, the pain continued. It didn't end. It didn't end. Until after almost 3 days. I was going 3 days. I was on 2 days. I was on 2 days, 17 hours. I think I would like to say I was on 2 days, 10 hours or around there. I remember I was lying down. There comes a gas from my stomach. It was like a ball. It came out like a ball, a strong ball. It came out. It was so loud. Thank God I was alone in my room. It was like, it do like boom. I'm sure if there was a child around, the child would have screamed in fear. I don't know where that ball, it was like a ball that came out. And it was like boom. I'm talking about farting. You know this farting or farting like boom, boom. No. It was like a real gas, like a real ball. Immediately, I kid you not. After that last bomb, I kid you not. Immediately, my pain disappeared. I kid you not. My pain disappeared up until today. It's been 2 months. I don't know how to, I've not been taking these things. I've been taking this thing. So this one is called Iberogast. Actually, it can help you actually if you have problem with like abdominal problems like cramps, like bloating, acid reflux and nausea, something like that. It does help. It only helps to manage the symptoms, but it won't cure you. I want you to know that. So I'm free. Since that day, this thing is this is unnecessarily expensive. I would say that this thing is expensive. Why? Because the bottle is very little. It's very small. This thing is very small. Very small. But it's expensive and it's unnecessarily expensive. Especially for us broke people. I kid you not. Since that last bomb came out on the 3rd day, as I was reaching 3rd day of fasting, the chronic pain that has been troubling me for the past 5 years disappeared without a trace. So I waited for 2 months to make this video because I didn't want to make a video immediately because I thought maybe it was going to come back, because that's what was happening all along. I'll be fine this week, the next week the problem will start. I'll be fine this week, the next week the problem will start, and I'll have to go back and buy this medicine. My life has been like that. Yeah, I've been in and out of the pharmacy. So I waited for 2 months. It's been 2 months now. I'm free. Since that bomb, that last bomb came out, I don't know where it was coming from. Came out, it's like gas. Strong. It was so strong, I tell you. That was the end of my chronic abdominal pain. That was the end. That was the end. I suffered. I kid you not. I suffered. I kid you not. But that was the end. The last bomb, remember these bombs have been happening and the pain was there all along when this bomb was happening. The gas was coming out and the fasting was happening all the time, every day, all these days that I've been fasting. The pain was also there. But on that day, the last one, I think that was the last one, it felt like a bubble, you know, it felt like a bubble that came out and boom, oh, boom. And immediately the pain went away forever. So fasting, at this point, I can tell you that fasting really works. You can never convince me otherwise at this point. It does work. Because fasting has done something these medicines have failed to do for the past few years, I took a lot of medicine. I drank all type of medicine you can think of. I drank all type of stomach problem medicine you can think of. I drank all of them. They were just managing the problem. They were just managing the symptoms. But fasting really cured me. And it's so crazy that, and one thing that I've discovered, so now, that's why I told you that I had gas. That's when I realized that I had gas. The fact that that bomb came out, and after that bomb, that gas came out, immediately I felt relieved, feel free forever. That's when I realized that I had gas, because gas also mimics IBS symptoms. The gas and IBS, according to my own research that I was doing, I had that the gas and the symptoms, the gas and the IBS, they do share, or they do share almost the same symptoms. Like the same symptoms that you feel when you have IBS, like it's almost the same that you feel when you have gas. That's when I realized that I was actually suffering from gas. I had a trapped gas somewhere, which was disturbing everything and causing pain in there. But fasting really cured me. It really helped because I suffered. I don't want to lie to you. And one thing that, and it's so crazy. And one thing that I want to talk about, I felt like my stomach was also inflamed. Because I'm also a junkie eater. I'm a junkie eater. So I feel like my stomach was also inflamed. So I feel like fasting also helped to reduce the inflammation that was going on in my stomach. I'm free. I don't have the pain. I don't have the pain. This video is gonna be long, but I wanted to tell you how I fasted for 65 hours. That's 2 days, 17 hours, and I was healed completely. I'm fine. My stomach is fine. It's completely fine. The pain that was tormenting me all these years disappeared after I fasted. Fasting does work, and I don't know why the doctors don't talk about it, but I feel like the reason why they don't talk about fasting, it is because, look, it's been 2 months I don't go to the pharmacy to buy medicine. So if they tell you that fasting works, which means they might likely go broke. Let me tell you this, before I fasted, I was actually planning, the next month I was planning to go and see gastrologist, like the doctor who specialize in abdomen, like in stomach, and stomach. I was actually supposed to book the next month. I did not because I was cured completely by fasting. At this point, I'm happy that I fasted before I went to the doctor. Because the first doctor that I went to, he doesn't really specialize in the stomach. He's like a general practitioner, something like that. He recommended that I should go after the IBS thing. He said the problem, if you continue, you can go to the I said it's called a gastrologist or something like that. It's a doctor who specializes in the stomach areas like the abdomen. So I'm so happy that I fasted before I went to see the doctor. They call, what's the name? They call it general, guys. They go to, let me say here, I don't know the name, guys, but it's called okay. It's called, okay, let me Google. It's called doctor for abdomen. It's called gastrologist or something like that. So the doctor I was supposed to, so the doctor was supposed to go and see is called a doctor who's called a gastrologist, something like that, guys. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Gastrologist, something like that, specializes in the stomach area. So I was supposed to go, and they were going to do like I don't know, and it's very expensive, the process. Maybe they have to put the cameras in there, like just put tubes and cameras, and to see what was happening with my organs. Guess what? There was nothing wrong with my organs. I was just having trapped gas all these years. I was suffering from trapped gas, and this trapped gas was actually causing a lot of problems for me. I ended up with food intolerance, believe it or not. I ended up with a lot of stomach. It was even me personally, I was weak, becoming weak. But I'm so happy that I fasted before I went to see the gastrologist, the doctor. I fasted. I'm happy. I'm happy because I fasted and I was cured. There's no need for me to go to see the doctor called gastrologist. There's no need for me anymore to go and see the doctor to check my organs. There's no, because I'm completely healed. So fasting really worked for me. Fasting really cured me. I don't know what anyone else thinks. I don't care what anyone else say. Fasting does help. Fasting does cure. It does. I don't know how it does it, but it does. I was cured through fasting. I just want to say, I know I'm not perfect, but try to eat as healthy as possible, because I've discovered that most of our problems, especially abdominal problems, stomach problems, are caused by our lifestyle, the way we eat. We just have to be mindful of what we eat. Let us not abuse our bodies. So guys, I made this video to tell you that I was cured after I fasted for almost 3 days. I tell you, I got cured. My body healed itself through fasting. So I don't know who wants to hear this information, or who is it gonna help. Well, I did it. I was in pain. I was tired of being in pain. I was like, you know what? I'm in pain anyway. It was my first time in history fasting like that. Not giving my body food for 3 days. That was my first time. But I know what I was like. I'm in pain anyway. I'm not happy anyway. Let me just fast. And I'm so grateful to those videos that I've seen on Instagram. They encouraged me to fast. Not encourage me in general, but they were encouraging people to fast. Like, go and fast to be healed. Really, I tried it. Some of the things we see on social media don't make sense, and some of them are wrong, but that one really worked for me. So I'm grateful. So I don't know who find this video helpful, but I wanted to share my experience, because my platform, my YouTube platform, is all about sharing my experiences and everything that I think I should share. So I'll see you next time on Real Talk with Lillionaire.